Hi, welcome back. In this video, I will discuss architecture of simplified instructional computer, that is nothing but SIC. In the previous video, I have given a brief introduction about system software and compilers. The architecture of SIC machine depends on the following features like memory, registers, data formats, instruction formats, addressing mode, instruction set, and input output statements. These are the 7 features which defines the SIC machine in this case. So first we will start with the memory supported by SIC machine in this case. In SIC machine we consider 1 byte is equivalent to 8 bits. Of course it is same for other machines also. The 3 consecutive bytes will form one word, that is nothing but 24 bits. For example, let us say that this is how the memory looks like. In this particular memory, for example, if it starts with 1000, 1001 and 1002 will form the one word. So this is nothing but one word in this case, because 3 consecutive bytes is nothing but one word. Similarly, 1003, 1004, 1005 will form the second word. So that is how the memory is defined in SIC. And the total size of this particular SIC machine is 2:15 bytes, that is nothing but 32,768 bytes in this case. Now coming back to the registers, or the registers supported by SIC machine. SIC machine has 5 registers, and the size of each registers is 24 bits in this case. The first register is A. Its number is 0. That is the computer understandable number. The computer cannot understand A, it can understand only 0 here. The register E, A is used for as an accumulator register, which is used for arithmetic operations and so on. X is the index register. The value of this particular X is equivalent to 1, and it is used for addressing. There are 2 types of addressing modes we have in SIC machine. One is direct and one more is indirect. We will discuss those 2 things later. The third register is L register. The numeric value or the number for this one is 2 in this case. It is nothing but a linkage register. It contains the return address whenever control transferred from transferred to subroutine. For example, let us say that we have written one subroutine here, and the control goes to this another subroutine. For example, I will call this particular subroutine, the control will go here. Now once this particular subroutine completes execution, the control has to come back, and then it should start executing the next instruction here. So this the return address is stored in this particular linkage register here. Similarly, the next instruction is PC. The number given to that PC is 8 here. That is called as program counter register. It contains the address of the next instruction to be executed. For example, currently the instruction executed, currently the 1000th instruction is executed. Now what is the next instruction to be executed? That is present in PC. For example, PC is equivalent to 1003 in this case. That's the next instruction to be executed is 1003 in this case. The last register is SW. The number given to this one is 9. It is nothing but a status word. For example, it contains the status values like less than equal to, greater than equal to, or equal to. So whenever we do some comparison, we will get this particular return values. Using that particular return values, we can do some different operations, like we can jump to a different subroutine, or we can skip some set of instructions and so on. So that is the use of this SW instruction in this case. Now we will try to see what are the different data formats supported by SIC machine. SIC machine supports different datas, like it supports integers, it supports characters. It does not support the floating point numbers in this case. The integers are 24 bit in number or size, you can say. Integer size is 24 bits. If you have a negative number, for example, I want to store a 14, that is a minus 14. I have to convert this particular thing into 2's complement format, and then I have to store it. So that is the negative numbers are represented in 2's complement format here. Each character is stored with 8-bit ASCII code. So for every character, it needs 8 bits in this case. The SIC hardware, as I said earlier, does not support this particular floating point data in this case. But the next version, that is SIC XC, supports this particular floating point numbers in that case. We will discuss that SIC XC in the next video. Now coming back to the instruction format, very important part of any architecture, because without the knowledge of instruction format, we will not be able to design any system software, as well as this is a very important part when we want to convert the assembly language program into machine understandable language, that is called as the object code. There is only one instruction format supported by the SIC. The instruction format is having 24 bits. The first 8 bits are used to represent the opcode of any instruction. The next 1 bit is used to represent whether it is a direct addressing mode or indexed addressing mode. If the value of x is equal to 0, it is a direct addressing mode. I think you can see here. If the value of x is equal to 1, it is an indexed addressing mode. If and one more thing is the remaining 15 bits are used to represent the address here. Now, if the value of x is equal to 0, the meaning of this one is the target address is nothing but the address itself. Whatever is the address present here, that is nothing but a target address. If the value of x is equal to 1 in this case, now the target address is nothing but the address, whatever is present here, this is the address, plus the value of x. That will become the target address in this case. So the instruction format is, there is only one instruction format. The size of instruction format is 24 bits. The first 8 bits represent the opcode. The next bit decides whether this particular thing is a direct addressing mode or indexed addressing mode. The next 15 bits are nothing but the address here. As I said earlier, if x is equal to 0, the target address is directly address. If the value of x is equal to 1, target address is equal to address plus the value of x in this case. Now coming back to the next one, that is nothing but the instruction set. The SIC supports different instructions. The first instructions are related to load and store instruction. That is nothing but LDA, LDX, STA, STX. LD stands for load, ST stands for store in this case. For example, if I write something like this, LDA #3, the meaning is I want to store 3 into accumulator register here. I want to load 3 into accumulator register here. If I write STA, for example, table here, just an example, TBLE or whatever the label you want to use, you can use it. Whatever the value present in A, it will be stored into this particular label here. As simple as that. Now there are some different arithmetic operations instructions are present, like add, sub, mul, and div. These are the arithmetic operation instructions. There is a comparison instruction that is called as COMP. If you want to jump from one subroutine to other subroutine, you can do some checking and then you can jump. For example, jump less than, jump equal to, jump greater than. Here we use the content of this particular SW. SW can contain the status words like less than or less than equal to, greater than, and greater than equal to or equal to. So based on this thing we can jump to other subroutine. So these are just conditions. We can use these conditions and then we can go to the different, what we can say, subroutine. For that one we have two instructions. One is JSub, jump to subroutine, return from subroutine. So these are the two things here. Now coming back to the last one, that is called as IO instructions. We have an instruction called as TD. With the help of this particular TD we can test the device. Based on the written value of this particular TD, we can say whether the device is ready to read or ready to write, or it is not ready to read and write. So that is what we can decide based on this particular instruction, that is called as TD in this case. So in this video what I did is I have explained the architecture of SIC machine with respect to 7 features. I hope the concept is clear. If you like the video, do like and share with your friends. Press the subscribe button for more videos. press the bell icon for regular updates. Thank you for watching.